So let's bring in NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel live from Jerusalem. Richard, what's the latest there?
So it seems that Israeli airstrikes have intensified after President Biden left Israel. Things slowed down while he was on the ground in Israel. They have resumed now. People in Gaza are still waiting for the aid shipments. There was an agreement brokered by the president to allow 20 trucks to come in with supplies. So far, they are still on the Egyptian side. And people we speak to in Gaza describe a terrible humanitarian crisis. They say the biggest thing they need is fuel. That a gallon of gas on the market can cost $35. This was a poor region to begin with, so people say without gas they can't get in their cars, they can't leave the north to go to the south, which is something that Israel has instructed Palestinians to do. And the few independent journalists, you talked about the media, the few independent journalists, there are some reporters who work for NBC News and other organizations that are in there trying to verify information, are soon not going to be able to have fuel for their generators in order to get out to charge their phones and get pictures and images out. So it is an increasingly difficult situation, and we will see if that convoy comes in. But we are also told from sources in Egypt that the convoy does not include fuel. It includes mostly medical supplies and some water. And water is another main problem because right now people are drinking well water, which is for agriculture, not human consumption.
Richard, as you just heard, NBC News is citing several experts who've looked at the evidence about what happened at that hospital. No one on the ground, but looking at the evidence that's publicly available and intelligence as well, and saying it does appear that it came from a misfired rocket from Palestinian Islamic Jihad and not from Israel. What are you hearing from your sources in the Middle East, your sources on the ground there?
Hearing a consistent story that this wouldn't be the first time. A lot of the rockets built by Hamas and Islamic Jihad, which is another group inside Gaza, smaller than Hamas, much more controlled by Iran. Hamas does have some local support, is an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood. Islamic Jihad was created more or less to be a counterbalance to Hamas and is considered directly beholden to Iran. It wouldn't be the first time that their rockets misfire, and once they break apart, they're damaged in midair, whatever happens, they crash wherever they fall. I covered a very similar story to this the last time I was in Gaza for a Gaza war. There was a rocket that fell in a crowded refugee camp in Gaza. The people there immediately blamed Israel, and then later investigations revealed that it was another misfired rocket. But perception is often reality, and people on the streets are angry. They're not just angry because of this explosion at the hospital. There are many other explosions that happen. There are many Israeli airstrikes that are killing civilians, and it is not just one incident that is causing this kind of outrage in the Middle East. It is the cumulative effect of this ongoing war, and there is this concern that it could only get worse, and the images will get that much more dramatic if Israel goes ahead with its ground invasion at a time of its choosing. So far, no indications that is coming today, tomorrow. We're not seeing troop and tank movements that would indicate something that imminent.
NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel, thank you very much for your reporting.